Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Hinterland. Oh, we are working hard to get things wrapped up here in the next episode or two. Was kind of planning on today being the last one, but I kind of realized I think that we're not going to quite get it done today. I think we're going to have a final episode this weekend, kind of a wrap-up episode. Might be doing some, just looking around, see what changes we made, kind of do a memories episode. Fast forward time to get all of our production sold as best as possible. I have upgraded most of our productions that are currently active, so they are also running at a much higher rate. So I think we won't have to skip ahead too much to get and squeeze all the money out of them we can. You can see our sunflower field is going well. I think about 10-15 more minutes on here, and I think he'll have it wrapped up. We've got two trailers, that one, and I think, that one way over there. Okay. Seems like we're getting a pretty good yield out of these sunflowers. I think I dumped some already in our oil production factory already. If we take a quick peek at our production facility, and more specifically our sugar mill, we ended up pretty close to 3 million liters of sugar. I think actually over 3 million, because it has had time to run, as I spent some time working on the map after I said goodbye to you all yesterday. You can see the cycles per month is quite a bit higher. 134,400 cycles per month because of our upgrades we did. There we go. 162,000 cycles a month. That ought to kick it into high gear. Holy cow. So yeah, sugar is selling quickly, hopefully. But what we need to do is go continue our corn. I did start the cornfields. I'll show you. I leased this big Mamba Jamba here. You probably recognize it from Kubota Farm. I think we used it for our poplar harvest, if I remember correctly. It's got a very unrealistic storage capacity. Yeah, it's just chaffing away, doing its thing. Then I also have, for us, well, I kind of took the long route here, didn't I? The Krone that we ended up buying on the used market, I picked that up. I've got a nice, pretty decent sized Krone trailer. I think it holds about 57,000 liters. Picked up this Kemper head. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can pick brands on this, and I picked Krone. I'm not entirely sure, unless I'm missing it. I don't really know. Maybe it's the color of these tubes right here. Maybe that's all that the difference is. And I sat down, I was watching. Let's just get this started. I was watching some Puma Plow on Twitch. I was actually watching it on YouTube, but it was his Twitch live stream that he had posted on YouTube. And they were doing some work on, honestly, I can't remember the map, but I know that he had a ton of straw that he wanted to get sold. And I mean a lot. And he set down the sell everything cell points. There's a sell everything mod. I'd kind of forgotten about it. I used to use it quite often, and I kind of went to the back burner. I kind of forgot about the thing, but I re-enabled it for us. And they're really, really nice because... I'll just swing over here for a second. They're cheap. It's $1,000 per location. They come in 2 varieties. You can get this type of thing here, or just a plain grid style. You can set them down anywhere you like. Like I said, $1,000, so not expensive. And as the name of the mod suggests, you can sell everything there. You might not always get top dollar. Sometimes maybe not. But they're super handy. He had like 4 of them lined up in like a square, and they were, I don't know, using augers, and just, it was getting kind of crazy. But they had like 6 million liters of straw to sell, loose straw to sell, and actually you can sell straw bales on those as well. That if I remember correctly, it does take bales. Whoops. So we are probably going to utilize those sell everything locations for our straw bales. I'm going to attempt to still get most of our straw bales sold. I'd really like to get those done. Not that there's a lot of money in them, but just for the completion factor, I guess you would say. I need to watch our 100%. You can see I've set some down, a couple over here, one over there, a couple over there. So they're just kind of spread out. And they're not particularly, I don't know what word I'm looking for, obtrusive in the way. They don't really destroy the landscaping, so to speak. Especially if you turn off, I guess if you turn off the sell point markers, they become even more, a little more invisible. So we're not getting rich from this chaff, but we're also getting it taken care of, which we need to do. Between our straw and the sunflowers, that's it for our fields. Pretty awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up here real quick. I think our hired helper over there is gonna get filled up. I was actually kind of surprised that a hired helper was even gonna run that thing, to be honest with you. I kind of wasn't expecting it to work, but it's doing a fine job. So Hinterland is going bye-bye. It's going to take me a couple weeks to stop referring to the new map as Hinterland, I'm quite certain. It's kind of been ingrained in my brain. Actually had a few mods come out today. I'm recording this Thursday night. Nothing too out there, but a nice case tractor. I think an older model case tractor was released that looks pretty good. We'll get this headland situated. Turning sharp corners with this thing is not super good. Oh, just missed that tree. I don't think I loaded up our hired helper with silage additive. I think I forgot to do that, but not that we necessarily need it, I guess. Already missed the Colossus. Had so much fun with that thing. Kind of scratched the paint a little bit on the Colossus on our last episode when I returned it. Fortunately, we took out renter's insurance. I think a mod was recently released, right, with having to pay for repairs on leased equipment when you return it. I thought that was kind of a good idea. I think that's reasonable. As long as you, excuse me, as long as you don't have to pay for paint. Then I'm okay with it. Because paint costs in this game, it's ridiculous. I was going to look and see. I thought there was a mod. In fact, I'm almost confident there is a mod that allows you to adjust. I don't know if it allows you to adjust paint wear speed or if it's paint repair cost speed, or paint repair costs. I seem to remember seeing that, and I think it was part of a larger package, maybe. I'll have to look that up and see if I can find it. It's like you could set it at like 25, 50, 75% kind of thing, so. But yeah, you know, it's a game, and I get that. I think a lot of people get hooked on or get fixated on the small things. I consider that kind of a small thing. And I think some people get kind of fixated on stuff like that, and they kind of start slamming the game for how much it costs to, you know, do the paint and repair costs. And to me, I don't know, just don't, you know, just don't repaint it. There are plenty of mods out there. If you really want, there's plenty of mods. Well, I shouldn't say plenty, but there are mods out there that allow you to repair the paint on your vehicles for free if you really are that uptight about it. And it's a game. You know, at the end of the day, it's a simulator. We call it, you know, it's farming simulator, but Giants also, I think, and I think rightfully so, treats it as it has the game aspects to it as well. I mean, sometimes you have to almost place yourself in the position of being a first-time player and just being introduced to the game. And I think some of the things that those of us that have played the game for multiple versions are maybe sometimes more critical of. Whereas newer players would be like, oh yeah, that's just part of the challenge of the game is, you know, you have to spend 20 grand on new paint. But at the end of the day, it's pretty crazy. Paint repairs are pretty insane. I just don't really care that much, I think, of how my stuff looks in that regard. I mean, dirty's one thing, but paint wear, I'm not super uptight about. Maybe if you treated it like you had some classic equipment and you wanted to keep, you know, your old 1970s classic case tractor or something like that, you wanted to keep it mint, so therefore you kept the paint up on it. Maybe something like that you could do and whatnot, but paint does not impact anything else really other than visuals. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe leaving your vehicles dirty does increase paint wear. If I heard that somewhere. I really haven't tested that, but I had heard that somewhere. So keeping your vehicles clean may save you on paint costs. If maybe something to check out. I think that's true though. Let's see what our friend over here is up to. Full as full can get. All right. And there's a sell point handily right here. Is that 6 million liters or is that 600,000? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got to be 600,000, right? All right, I got to remember how to empty this thing. I think you have to pipe out. Or was the pipe out? Was the pipe out? Oh, it was piped out. Okay. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. Let me grab a little bit of my adult water beverage here. No idea what this is going to bring us. I don't know. What do you all think? About 15,000? 20,000 bucks? Seems like I remember chaff being a little bit better cash. Maybe we're not getting that good of money with these sell everything points. Straw hay, flour. I tell you, somebody I was watching, I forget who it was, made a really good point. That it would be really nice if this list made any sense at all. Like at least alphabetical or something. I mean, it gets kind of ridiculous when you're going through this many wood chips total. I don't even know, is chaff on here? I don't even see chaff. Hay, straw, cake, fabric, clothes, sugar, honey. Oh, maybe it's going to be a little bit more than I thought. We might be in the 30,000 range. Almost done. Almost done. Wow, that thing held a lot. Maybe 40,000? Yeah, 48,000 bucks. Okay, I'll take that. We'll pipe that back in. Get you lined up here, my friend. Check out the inside of our... What is this thing? Is it a Krone Big X 1180? I think the mod is called the Krone... I think it's called the Big Cargo Pack or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I think I picked it up. I can't remember where I picked it up. It might have been out on... Probably out on King Mods. It's been around the block. I know I've used this thing on previous maps for sure. Should we check and see if our... I wonder if our buddy in the sunflower field is done. Why aren't you unloading? Why did you stop? Are you out of gas? You're out of stinking gas. Wow. Well, let's go rescue our harvester. I must have gas usage jacked up a little bit. Because it seems like if you've got the gas usage setting to either normal or I forget what it is, if it's low or normal or what it is, but gas seems to last forever on these vehicles, and I oftentimes do bump up gas usage just to make it a little bit more realistic. But man, we seem to be going through the fuel big time on our little class here. Don't hit the class, Brad. Oh, he liked that. He likes that. We got him to wake up at least. Do I need to... Why aren't you filling? You're not filling. Maybe I need to do this. There we go. You can't fill the tank with Courseplay active, evidently. Not much left. A few minutes. What does it say we have? Oh, it doesn't say. Probably about 5 minutes or so. He's pretty close to being full, so maybe we need to get it emptied as well. Let's go empty him up so Courseplay can finish uninterrupted. Not entirely sure how full our other trailer is, but we're looking pretty good. I don't know if I think for our oil mill, I took our trailer over there and it only holds, I think, about 37,000 liters. So I think that's about all we had so far at the oil mill. You're in my way, Mr. Fast Track. Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet Hinterland episode, I feel. I feel like, you know, we just got to this point where we have... Nope. Not you, man. No way. I'm not letting Office Worker do the last of this field. There's no way. Alright, that dude's cool. He can do it. I was kind of hoping for Gwen, but Office Worker is not going to finish up our... is not going to finish up our field. There's no way. I still have our old family farm map, and I don't think I kept our Kubota farm map. However, I do have backups, so I guess I could always go to the backups and bring it back. But I do still have the old family farm, and probably will keep this one around for a while as well. Was kind of thinking about revisiting the old family farm maybe for a couple episodes once we wrap up Hagenstarara. Maybe an episode or two to go visit Gwen on the old family farm before we go to our next Throwback Thursday map, which, by the way, is probably going to be, is probably going to be not too far off. We're not going to spend a lot of time, like I said, on Hagenstedt. Just kind of going to float around the map a little bit, do some contracts. Probably going to move on relatively quick once we get settled into our new regular Let's Play map. We'll start looking at moving on with our Throwback Thursday map as well. I enjoy chaffing. I think I mentioned that to y'all before. I do enjoy this kind of work. It's there's something somewhat satisfying watching that stream of chewed up corn getting shot back to the trailer. I like watching it in real life as well. I like watching the YouTube videos of them doing this work. I think it's kind of cool to see. Watching the operator move that pipe around, lining it up with the cart runners, and maybe it's got a little ASMR thing to it too. I'm not usually an ASMR person. In fact, I would say I'm really not. My son enjoys it though, and I was talking to him a little bit about it, and I guess it's just kind of one of those things that, you know, he's not super into the, well, hello everyone, I just want to bring you some ASMR farming. You know, I'm not going to do that. Actually, should we? Should we do an ASMR farm sim video? Well, hello everyone. I think that would drive me stinking crazy. We're just here on the Crown Big X. Kind of getting the job done here. We're using TPS mod. And then I can maybe, I don't know what I would do for, other than whisper. I don't know what other sound effects I could do. You know, the game has sound effects, but we'd have to come up with something farming related sound effects. I don't know what that could be though. But you can hear the unloading of the chaff into the cell point. Oh, I'd have to get a pop filter too. Yeah, definitely have to get a pop filter. I can't get my mouth that close to the mic and not be puffing. Oh, I know, I missed our little point there. Oh well. We'll turn around and come back and start a new row. Somebody has to be doing ASMR farming, right? I mean, I can't imagine that's not being done. Maybe it isn't. It'd be weird to do an ASMR live stream. I'm not even sure I know what ASMR stands for. Is it audio? It's got to be audio something, right? Audio sensitivity. I don't know. I'm gonna be making stuff up here at this point. But anyways, he said that it's just kind of just feels, it's just like a feel good in the brain thing is what I understand it to be for people that enjoy it. When I first came across it, it was definitely on YouTube. I thought, okay, I know I'm, you know, I know I'm past the, I'm not in the groove of the young kids anymore. But this is some weird stuff, you know. I mean, I never remember when I was younger asking people to whisper in my ear while crunching lettuce or breaking celery. Or maybe taking their fingers and like running it across a comb or something. Oh, tree. And So I don't know that I would say it's a new thing. Yeah, I know. This is true lazy farming. Don't make any effort to go around the tree. Just cut it. Just cut it down. But I've watched a few ASMRs just out of pure curiosity, just to try and understand it at all. And I read something about it because it seemed like ASMR. Maybe I'm wrong, but does it seem like it got a little more popular during COVID? And maybe that just makes sense. I'm sure a lot of things probably got more popular during COVID, that just because of the shut-ins. But it seems like it did kind of have its popularity bump somewhere along the line in there. I do like the stream of that chaff coming back there. That's pretty sweet. There's a mod, I guess, that allows you to manually control your pipe. I'm not sure if that works or how that works with the forage harvesters. I think, from what I understand, it does. It's obviously something that you'd want to use maybe in multiplayer, I would think. Finally remembered to adjust my... I like the way that stores a little bit inside of it. So when you have people like operators like me who forget to stop before it reaches 100, you don't just waste. Where are you, Mr. Kloss? Are you over here? Are you done? Is it official? I think it is. It looks official, like our sunflower field is officially done. Very nice. Okay. Man, look at the blades on that bad boy. That's a zombie destroyer right there. Let's get a quick peek ski at what what's in our trailers, just to get an idea of how much we yielded out of this. We could probably add about 37,000 liters. So about 109,000. These tracks were pretty cool. It's a nice look. Let's go see what this trailer has. Get an idea here on what we've got going on. Oh, there's so many bales. So many bales. So I saw something on the YouTubester. It was in my recommended feed or whatever, and it actually was relative to the things I watched, which was a new thing. All right, so we're gonna say roughly 180 and 110. So that's 290,000 liters between these two trailers. Wait, no, Brad. What are you talking about? That's not 180. That's 18,000. So 18,000 plus the 109 in this one. That's better. So that's 127 plus another 37. So a little, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 165,000 liters of sunflowers. Not too shabby. I'd like to be able to take this trailer and put it in this trailer, but how would you do that? I wonder how you would do that. I suppose you could dump it on the ground and then pick it up and put it in here. I don't know if you could use like a an auger somehow. I don't think you could. I think you'd have to dump it on the ground, wouldn't you? Anyways, this video that came up on my feed was kind of cool. It was this deal where I didn't even know they did this. I had no idea it even existed. It's this steamer. It's a steamer. It's basically a, oh, what do I want to say? Like a boiler, much like you would see on the old steam locomotives, right? And it was a boiler. In fact, I think it'd be kind of cool to see somebody mod this for the game, and maybe treat it like it would be a silage additive, so you'd get a little bit more production, a little bit more yield out of your bales. But it went between the tractor and the baler, and it just looked like I don't know. It looked like I don't even know what to say. It kind of looked like another baler in a way, but it was it was a boiler, and it had pipes that ran out of it and went directly into the baler. And apparently the idea behind it, well, from what the video said, it was normally used with, for some reason, I don't know that much about it, but it was normally, the normal usage had been with square balers. And he was using it on a round baler for proof of concept, is what he said. So I think it was the manufacturer that was showing this off. But it was kind of cool looking. The person was driving along, doing regular hay bales. I think it was hay, might have been grass. I forget what it was. You know what? I don't know. I don't think they were wrapped. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't for silage. Maybe it, I don't know. Anyways, it was pretty cool looking though. And I guess with that steam, adding some controlled, I don't know at the end of the day if it was moisture, which obviously would play a role, but basically he was describing it as it improved the bale quality because it kept the stems and the, what he called, I guess the stems and the leaves are grass, I don't know, whatever you call them, petals, leaves, you know, together. They didn't separate and made for better feed. So I guess this steam that was being shot into the baler basically kept the hay from being too brittle when it was being baled, which then in turn kept it from separating, which in turn made better feed. I'd never seen anything like that. I had no idea that was even a thing. I was gonna see how popular. Oh, we're at 100% already. I was gonna see. I kind of wanted to get an idea of how popular that is, because I would have thought I would have seen it by now with all of the farming videos I watch. I would have thought I would have come across that, but I forget the brand name too. It was something I didn't recognize. It seemed like it was an independent manufacturer, so it wasn't like a big name add-on at all from Krone or somebody like that. And I'm thinking to myself, of course, one of the first things I think of when I think of boilers is Danger Dan. I mean, if we all know the adverse impact that a damaged or not well kept boiler can have as far as explosions go. And I would hate to be in that tractor. Well, I'd probably rather be in the tractor than on the backside of it, maybe. I don't know. If that boiler blows, I don't know what kind of pressure they're under. You know, it's probably not, I wouldn't think it would have to be extreme. Of course, it would have to be enough to create steam, which then I wonder how they were doing that. I don't know how they would create, you know what I'm saying, where the power came from to boil the water. Because basically what, from the tractor you've got hydraulics, and I would suppose you've got electric, but it seems like it would take an awful lot of energy. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look into it some more. Imagine some dude having to stoke a furnace, standing back there, or standing on a platform while you're driving around doing bales, and some poor guy is standing there with a shovel on a platform, shoveling coal into a furnace to keep your bale boiler. I don't even know if that's what it's called, but keep your bale boiler going. That wouldn't be the best job in the world, man. I tell you, that's got to be that had to have been a bad job. You know, like you're some dude back in the 1920s, and you need work, and you know, you see an ad in the paper for White Star Lines or whatever the boat company is, and needed, you know, looking to hire men who can shovel. and your entire life is in the bottom of the boat in a huge boiler room with multiple boilers. It's got to be just insanely hot, absolutely filthy. You're bound to get the black lung. I mean, I don't even know how you couldn't get the black lung. Is that what they called it? The black lung? I gotta start. Man, this thing fills up pretty quick. But what a horrible job that must have been. And I'm sure that it wasn't like top pay, even though it should have been. They should have been, you know, not just good pay, but they should have been taking care of these dudes, like good food and the whole 9 yards, because that job must have been horrific. And to make, you know, and to just kind of twist the knife a little bit more. Excuse me, to twist the knife a little bit more, you know for a fact that a few decks above you. Why did you stop, buddy? You're not full. Oh, because you're the hired helper. You don't know any better. Just a few decks above you, there are passengers that are eating caviar, drinking champagne, playing shuffleboard, having this, even third class passengers you would be sincerely jealous of. I mean, if you look at the third class passengers that were on the film Titanic, not that I ever watched that movie 6 times, but if you look at the third class passengers that were on the Titanic, according to the film, that didn't look too bad. You know, they're down there just chugging beer, dancing, having a good old time. Not that I ever, you know, watched the movie multiple times. I still think, at the end of the day, I think Rose could have scooted over a few inches. You know, I mean, I don't think it would have taken a whole lot of effort on her part. I don't want you to fold. Did I just do something stupid? No, good. Okay. But Rose could have easily been like, hey, Jack, man, is that water cold? Yeah, Rose, it's a bit nippy. Well, here, just let me slide over a little bit. And you can climb up on this. I don't know what she was on. Was she on a door or something like that? Fake doors. I think she was on a door or something. But anyways, I think somebody actually brought that up in like one of the, I don't know where I saw it, but they were talking about, you know, the movie versus reality or something like that. And could Jack have honestly survived if Rose would have simply scooted over and let him on the platform? And first of all, hello, not reality. But second of all, obviously, I don't know, somebody said, oh, you know, I think they were actually trying to be like scientific about it. Like, well, you know, Rose weighed probably this much and Jack probably weighed this much. And I'm sure the whatever they were floating on or she was floating on may not have been able to support their body weight, so they both might have died. And I'm thinking, man, we've already given this way too much thought. I would have just said, Rose, move over. I mean, at least let me get at least one leg up there. You know? I would think one leg at least to balance it out. Kind of like when you're sleeping and you get hot, you start with the one leg flip. You know, you get the one leg out of the covers. Just so that, I don't know why I folded this. I honestly kind of need it unfolded. But you know what I'm saying? To kind of balance that heat. And maybe that's what she could have done for Jack. Just let him flip a leg up there. But no. Little Miss Snooty Pants had to have her little floater all to herself. All right, let's get this fired off. We're going to put the wrappers, I think, on this. If I line that up well enough, I think it should be okay. We're going to put the wrappers on this episode. I am going to continue onward and upward with our chaffing and get this last of the corn taken care of. And I think we are going to officially say that we've got one more episode. I don't want to leave it at this, so I think we're going to have one more episode, just a wrap-up episode. And see if we can't get a little bit more money in the bank. Maybe take another peek ski at some of the things we did on Hinterland. And maybe have a farewell pizza with Greta and Heinrich and the girl at the animal dealer. So, you all take care of yourselves. Thanks again so much for checking out the series with me. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you've stuck with me this long, you're awesome. I so appreciate it. And I would say plan on either Saturday or Sunday, the finale. I'll put out a post on the channel just to let you all know when the final will be released. But thanks, everyone. Have an awesome Friday. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of each other. Let me know if you think Jack could have survived if Rose would have let him up on the floater. I think he could have. You all take care. Bye for now.